When we do conversions for metric units, everything is based on a power of 10 related to the base units. Our base units here that we will need to be converting with. First, we have distance, which is meter, lowercase m. We have mass, which is gram, lowercase g. Volume, liter, capital L. Time, second, lowercase s. And then mole, which we won't see too much in this semester, but mole is MOL, not much of an abbreviation, but we'll find that there's a lot of M's that are going to be happening. So we need a little more details there. So notice all of them are lowercase except for liters. Now, as we look and zoom out at our staircase, we'll go to the above part of it first. We have all of our units above the base. This is kind of what I call the attic units here. So these are all units that are larger than the base. So one of these would be much larger of a measurement than any of the base units. In our original line here, we're going to have them specifically named. So the first one above the base unit here is going to be deca, which will be abbreviated DA. So that would be 10 power higher. So one of those would be 10 of the base units. Then we have H, hecto. So one of those would be 100 of the base units. Then we have kilo. One of those would be 1,000 of the base units. Then we kind of have these two spots we skip. They don't have their own names, but they are two powers of 10 apart from our next named unit, which is going to be mega. So capital M. That would be 1,000,000 base units. Now, higher than that we don't really need to cover in regular chemistry, but we will talk about for honors chemistry. So 2 above that, we would have giga. And then 2 above that, we would have tera. Those are all going to be units that we find one of them contains a lot more of the base unit. Then we would move oppositely to the basement units, as I call them. These are ones where they are going to be smaller than our base unit. So this power of 10 smaller, we have deci, just a D there. So one base unit is 10 deci. Then we have centi. So one base unit is 100 centi. And we have milli. One base unit is 1,000 milli. And then we're going to skip again, get to our next named one, which is micro. Now this symbol is a Greek letter mu. You'll see it on some of our conversions. It's like an M and a U hybrid, like a droopy U with some M to it. There are, like I said, a lot of M's going on, so it's important that we distinguish. We skip 2 again. They exist in terms of powers of 10 apart. They just don't exist in the fact that they are not named. And then we would get to nano. And for honors, we would go 2 more down to pico. So that's kind of our metric prefix line there. Now, the way that I like to create conversions is by kind of using the staircase and counting. So if I'm looking for creating my conversions, I'm going to essentially count the steps between them and follow this format. So if I look for kilogram and gram, I have kilogram here, I have gram here. How many steps apart are they? They're, don't count kilo, that's 1, 2, 3 steps apart. So that would mean, if I go back here to this, I would put that many zeros after the lower unit. grams was lower on the staircase, so it's going to be a 1 with 3 zeros. And then the larger unit, the one higher up in the staircase, was kilograms, that gets a 1. That'll be true of every metric prefix here. So 1 kilometer would also be 1,000 meters. 1 kiloliter would also be 1,000 liters. Okay, same trick. If we look at the next set, we have gram and centi. So gram is here, centi's here. That is 1, 2 steps apart. So that one that's higher on the staircase is gram, that gets the 1, and then centi gets a 1 with 2 zeros. And that is true no matter what the prefix is, whether it's gram, meter, or liter. 100 centi equals 1 base unit. And then if you look going one more step to milli, that would be the third step. So that would mean 1,000. For our base unit. Now, all of this will work no matter your prefix. So let's say I wanted to go all the way from mega down to micro. So I'm gonna just erase some of this since it's kind of in the way here. Mega to micro. Mega is obviously higher up. Micro's down here. Figure out how many steps apart they are. And you want to count these kind of X steps as well. So we're going to start. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 steps apart. The one that's higher up is mega. Let's just say it's liter here. So 1 megaliter is equal to a 1 with 12 zeros. That's micro. Now, obviously, that's a lot of zeros to write. You could also just say 1 megaliter is equal to 10 to the 12 for the steps microliters, and that would mean the exact same thing. So that's sort of how I create any conversion I want. You could also just memorize them and always go to the base unit, but that allows you more flexibility if you kind of use this method of counting steps to always have the conversion you need ready to go. That is our metric staircase. We will be using that when we start dimensional analysis.